How's it going? I'm Josh.
I'm Maurice.
And welcome back to Fin Specs. So this week I rode the John John Florence Vaporcore Scimitar fins with kind of chop tip here, kind of like similar to the Vector 3.2s, but definitely some differences. Yeah, they felt really cool, really different, and kind of familiar at the same time. I usually ride Tech Flex AM2s pretty much all the time in any board. The board I rode for this video, I normally ride the Tech Flexes in them, the AMs. Today I rode the Timmy Patterson Synthetic 84.
Oh, okay.
Just a good, I don't have to worry. I know how the board works, so
right.
It lets me kind of figure out the fins as like an isolated variable, and that board works super good.
That's sick.
The center fin's a little different. It's kind of got that trippy, like straight part on the back edge there.
Yeah, it's so different than really anything they have in their lineup.
It really is, for sure. And they're really light with the Vaporcore.
Yeah,
like
those super light.
But yeah, that's the fin I've normally been riding, and then pretty much when the waves are kind of average, this has been kind of the go-to as of late.
Yeah, it was funny. I got a hold of those, and then I put them next to the 3.2s. And the 3.2, I felt like had a little bit of a longer base, and then it swept back or was like a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that I guess John, made the modification that he did probably to accommodate his surfing the way he wanted it to do it. But it was interesting to see, because at first glance I was like, oh, that just looks like the 3.2, but in Vaporcore. But turns out it's different. Yeah,
it's definitely very different.
And you've ridden it, so you've ridden the 3.2 as well, so it's going to be cool for you to explain the differences.
Yeah, they definitely felt different.
Yeah, I would think that's probably a better material for construction overall.
For sure. But yeah, the dimensions on the Synthetic 84 are 5'8", 19.3, and 2.3. And then I'm 5'10", 170 pounds. So I'm kind of right on the border between large and medium. I usually lean over to large so I get more drive and hold.
Should we check out the footage?
Yeah, sounds good. 3, 2, 1. But yeah, this was first wave on them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right away they were hauling.
Yeah. And they look like they're locked in.
Yeah, I tried to kind of like throw them around, and they wanted to.
Did they release really at all, or not really? They want to like hold through a carve?
They really wanted to hold. I'm sure you could get them to blow out. That's not really my area. Yeah, even right there, like trying to do a snap, it really held in.
Yeah, look at that.
They carry speed through turns really well.
That's sick.
Which was the thing I really noticed about them. Yeah, this is kind of what you want this fin for.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
That would have been really cool to land.
That would have been,
but not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they look like they have good speed and just response.
Really good speed and like easy to change direction and kind of go where you want to go. That one was just
nice.
Nothing, just a big closeout.
Yeah.
But it was kind of exactly what you want to ride these fins in. Like not big surf and not like, I think they would work in like teeny tiny surf.
Yeah. Is it John John's kind of smaller wave fin setup? Do we know?
Yeah, so it is his smaller wave fin, like for 2 to 4 foot surf.
Everything looks so round, like it holds and carves through everything.
Yeah, and it like just the speed it carried through turns was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks fun. Like,
yeah, it felt like a really reliable fin.
Even backside felt good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I felt super confident, like going up and hitting the lip.
Because like some fins are like money front side, but backside they feel different than what you would hope for.
Oh, totally. Like like at a right hand point break, I'll put different fins in my board than what I would ride at like a beach break.
Right.
Or something.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a steep end section.
Yeah.
I think that was my last one.
Nice.
I was happy with that. It was cool how you could see in that last shot how different the back fin is.
Yeah.
How different it is from the side
From
fin.
the side, the fronts, yeah. Yeah, they just seem to work in conjunction with each other to like, nice round turns and stuff. And then, chopping off the end probably makes for getting rid of some of the rake and allowing you to cut to turn tighter, which, I saw on the video.
Yeah, that was sweet. I was stoked how, like, even in those tight little bowly waves, like I could draw like a full arc, but tight enough that it fit in the wave.
Exactly. Where some other fins would have like drawn out your turn and you wouldn't be able to make it so tight.
Yeah, probably the Merricks would have drawn it out so much that, it wouldn't be like as good of a fit in that like size wave.
Yeah, interesting. You would go, the Tech Flex John Johns for bigger surf when you want more control, and then you would roll those right there for your smallish but still decent surf, and then I guess John John has some of the templates available that are in the Tech Flex in the Alpha.
Yeah,
I think maybe the Grom small and the medium, I think.
Yeah. If I was even in like really, really small surf,
probably just rock those.
Probably ride these, yeah. But it's interesting how the thicker foil at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's wider than the base itself.
Yeah, like it's actually sticks out further, and that's better for small waves.
Thicker foils are better or more efficient with water flow at slower speeds. So that is kind of interesting that they implemented that.
Yeah, that's really cool. You can tell like a lot of R&D and research went into.
I would imagine so.
The final product.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because it's so different than anything else in their lineup.
Yeah, way different.
Yeah,
which is really, really cool, and I love the Vaporcore technology is really cool. It's so lightweight. Like,
do they float? I wonder. I thought that's what they said.
I'm pretty sure they float.
I kind of feel like that's what I remember hearing was that they would float.
Which would be, I wasn't about to take one out and try and get it to float in the water, but
they're light.
They're very, very light.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they do float, but it's cool. Like, even when I picked up the board out of my truck, took the Tech Flexes out to put these in,
and the board just felt like
it felt lighter.
Yeah, exactly. Lighter. Yeah, like just not that tail kind of weight. We grab boards all the times without the fins, like here at the shop and everything, and then when you put them in, the dynamic changes a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
And I can remember there was a set of Vaporcores, and I put in my board, and you just feel like as similar as it could be, where you wouldn't have fins at all, and that's a cool feeling.
It's a really cool feeling.
Yeah.
You don't feel like your board's being weighed down or anything. I would recommend these fins for someone who likes to ride thrusters in like small to medium surf. If you're surfing beach breaks, I feel like this would be a good like point break fin too.
Yeah.
Just kind of anywhere in any thruster under like head high. This would be a great fin to ride. I'd be interested to see how they work in bigger surf.
Right, or like a full point break.
Yeah, which is not necessarily what they're made for, but they felt so good this morning that I wouldn't be afraid to try them in a little more surf.
So will you add those to your repertoire of fins to go to?
I might have to, because in that Timmy Patterson this morning, it felt better than the AM2 Tech Flex, which is what I normally ride.
Right.
Board. That board works great. But it felt better with these.
Interesting. So where will those fit in the spectrum of fins that you've tried in the thruster, the tri-sets of Futures?
From loosest to stiffest, these felt kind of like right in the kind of middle ground.
Okay. Like, were they looser than the Mayhem 3.0?
Probably a little bit. Yeah, they were pretty dang loose. I'd say they were even a little bit looser than the AM2 Honeycomb.
Okay.
Like they were definitely on the looser side of things, but like really reliable.
Right.
Like really reliable. So
yeah, you know what's interesting, and I've been thinking about this, is like when we're talking about all this, we talk about loosest and stiffest, but we also like maybe responsive is, you know, the better term, because the Tokoros are just more responsive. But the way that fin is I wouldn't say that it rotates more than, say, the Hayden or the pivot.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would totally agree.
Yeah, because I thought, well, that's interesting that that's in the front, but it's based on its responsiveness more than it is its rotation and looseness. But yeah, so to that point, it sounds like you're saying that those are more responsive but hold through. Yeah. You know, which is kind of interesting. It's not so black and white as far as, you know, the way things are set up. Tokoro is a great example of that same thing.
Totally. Yeah, so how it would go with all the fins in the mix, it would go Tokoro being the loosest, Hayden Shapes, Craig Anderson, the pivot large in black sticks.
Yeah.
The Timmy Patterson, and then
those
the John John.
Yeah.
Scimitars.
Yeah.
And then onto the AM2 Honeycomb, the Mayhem 3.0, Jordy Smith, Mayhem 2.0, I guess.
Yeah.
The regular John John Tech Flex, and then Pizel, Sharp Eye, Ericar Kawa Tech Flex, the Vector 3.2s, the Jack Freestones, the Rake Large, the DHDs, and then the F8.
Oh,
the F8 Vaporcore, the neutral.
Yeah.
Vaporcores, and then the stiffest being the Connor Coffin.
The Connor Coffin. Interesting.
Who would like this fin would be, I mean, it feels pretty user friendly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you don't have to be like a full like shredder to enjoy this fin.
Right.
Like you could be like a, you know, intermediate surfer.
Yeah.
And like these fins, the construction's stiff.
Right.
So if you're like a beginner, you're probably gonna have trouble like pushing these around.
Yeah. I
mean, a really reliable fin for anyone who.
So it's kind of an overall appeal.
Yeah, it's definitely like a super versatile fin that I feel like a lot of people can enjoy. Definitely good for like peaky beach breaks, like we surfed this morning. Probably decent for like a small day at like a lined up point break, a lot of down the line speed.
And they're a size large, right?
They are.
Yeah. Okay. So just that's the only size they're available in at this point.
Yeah. So definitely you want to be in that. You know, I think the range is, I want to say like 165 to like 190.
Right.
Yeah, and they felt great. I'm 170 pounds, and they felt right on the money. All right. That wraps it up for this week. I think a few people asked for this in the comments, so glad to get out and try these.
Yeah.
These are going to be in our fin demo. If you come down to the shop, pay $5. You can try 5 different sets of fins over 5 weeks and find out which fin works best for you. And then if you don't live nearby, you can do the 30-day buy, try, and decide program online. As long as you don't destroy them. If you don't like them after 30 days, you can return them.
Yep.
Which is a super great program.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's a good way to go, so you can try some fins.
Mm-hmm.
It's like low risk.
Exactly, and it's, we've all bought fins and not liked them as much as we hoped, and it's nice having that security blanket that
I agree
we have here with both those programs. And come on down to the shop. We have how many boards are in here?
I'd say right now it's probably like 650 probably. Yeah, we've been blowing through a bunch of boards, and so stock's down a little, but we still got a ton.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So come down to the shop and we got everything you need: wax, fins, leashes. Sweet. Well, until next time, I'm Josh.
I'm Maurice. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.